My dear people, wisdom demands that we listen to the overaching voice of our people. In the people is all the power, and good leaders listen. Good leaders are just and adapt. Good leaders understand that with responsibility comes accountability, and so do their best at all times to act good, act right, and act progressively. The arrest or kidnap, depending on where you sit, of Mr. Ndopin Roger Dampin and his wife has added a key agenda item on our liberation menu that we cannot ignore. Should restoration forces kidnap for any reason? The answer is absolutely no. Should restoration forces arrest for all the right reasons? The answer is yes. Who can they arrest? Ordinary Amazonian citizens? The answer is no, and that must never happen. It's a horrible mistake that must never happen. Should they arrest La Republic Cameroon citizens? We are not fighting ordinary citizens, and the answer again is absolutely no. Should they arrest La Republic men in combat gear? The terrorists? Yes. Enablers, betrayers, and sellers. Those who have decided that we will stay perpetually as slaves. The answer is yes. Should Amazonians start levying taxes or Amazonian groups? Who should pay the taxes? What should the punishment for not paying be? The answer to the above are obvious. Every grouping or liberation movement should consult with partner organizations when new initiatives like these that affect the entire Amazonian nation are conceived. This is most certainly the right thing to do. You consult. So the idea of a liberation tax is one that becomes a liberation menu item after sufficient engagement and buy-in. Buy-in is absolutely important for very many reasons. If we fail to consult appropriately and develop an appropriate implementation plan or framework, even the best policies get aborted at birth. It will achieve the exact opposite result or outcome. You group or your group would say X organization million francs. Another would say 20, another would say 50. Your group would say arrest, another would say kidnap. The same organization that is being targeted, and in this case an international organization for instance, will pay same amounts to same groups or different amounts to same groups. It will become completely impossible for them to operate. They will shut down, they will retrench our people. Our people will become very angry because they will suffer, they will not have food to eat, and that will turn or create another front against a liberation movement. This is something we most certainly must avoid. Without engaging even further from the surface, it is well known by all prescripts and conventions locally and internationally that you don't touch essential services, water, electricity, health, and others during a war. The message to the AGOC leadership: your intentions might have been to move the liberation forward by an inch, but this time you got it wrong. Immediate actions you should take without any further delay are one. Mr. Ndopin Roger Dampin is not guilty of any liberation crime. Immediately release him and apologize to his family. Releasing his pregnant wife was the right thing, and we appreciate you for that. Refund all monies that came from their family towards their release. You must take note that the policy position was on the company, and arresting our own people because a company does not pay, does not cut it. Was still planning to move them into foreign territory is even a worse thing that was planned. Please release Mr. Ndopin. Our people have cried. Our people have said no to that. Any further delay on releasing him is a bad move. Secondly, in line with agreements and collaboration as liberation groups to fast track our liberation quest as agreed upon in Toronto, Canada, at the retreat, the CDN retreat precisely, we expect AGOVC to immediately commence engagements with all sister liberation fronts, so agreements and appropriate frameworks can be designed, adopted, and rolled out. It is important that a liberation has the right phase and right approach. Appropriate frameworks can be designed, adopted, and rolled out. It is important that a liberation has the right phase and right approach at all times. On the conduct of some AGOVC leaders. 1. Comrade Kapu. Wisdom demands that the leader, in this case the Deputy Defense Chief of AGOVC, you should choose your words wisely. You should act responsibly at all times, and you should choose your battles. Battles that burn your own bridges and destroy the very liberation agenda that you've given your own life for are not worth pursuing. You make a monumental mistake when you get in the mud and call the deputy leader of the interim government, Vice President Comrade Daphne Yerima, an opportunist. This is the wrong move, my brother. This is very wrong. You cannot do this to a man who spent his entire adult life fighting for our collective liberation. Your actions are counterproductive, they are negatively reactionary, they are regrettable, they are condemnable, and could have been prevented. The interim government of Sisiko and Comrade Yerima are in no competition with any other grouping of people or movement in this revolution. As an elder brother to you, I ask you to retract your statements and offer a public apology to Vice President Comrade Daphne Yerima and the Amazonian people for your very hurtful words. VP is a die-hard comrade and leader to the core, honest, focused, and very hardworking, and deserves our respect. 2. To AGOVC President Comrade Dr. Cho Ayaba, leadership is about giving and showing direction. Leadership is about setting the tone and doing so ethically at all times. When decisions are made in the collective, the leader must ensure that they are right. When tested and there is clear evidence that a position or policy was ill-conceived, ill-timed, or ill-packaged, the right thing to do is to put it on review. Ambazonians want to see that. It is wisdom to listen to your people. And leader to the core, honest, focused, and very hardworking, and deserves our respect. 2. To AGOVC President Comrade Dr. Cho Ayaba, leadership is about giving and showing direction. Leadership is about setting the tone and doing so ethically at all times. When decisions are made in the collective, the leader must ensure that they are right. When tested and there is clear evidence that a position or policy was ill-conceived, ill-timed, or ill-packaged, the right thing to do is to put it on review. Ambazonians want to see that. It is wisdom to listen to your people. Your sacrifices are commendable. Taking the right decisions and earning credit for getting it right is what we all wish for you. So 1, stop your leaders from doing muddy politics by publicly calling them to order. By them, we are referring to AGOVC public officials who are costing the liberation struggle a lot from their rhetorics We will monitor the airwaves for a change of direction, beginning with my brother Comrade Kapo. 2. Engage patriotic liberation fronts on the liberation tax concept so we have a national agenda. So we are not saying it is a bad idea, but we are saying together, let's make it better. And 3, champion a true collaboration project on key issues so that we pull together a collective mind. Without a doubt, united we are better. We are better. Let us do it for Ambazonia. Let us do it for the suffering masses of our people on ground zero. God bless you. God bless Ambazonia.